Dexter really just goes so far out of character. He pulls a Deb. He kills this guy that he's known for 10 years. Who what the name of the guy? I forget his name. The wrestling coach.
The coach.
The
I
cop
forget
coach.
his name.
Let's call him Cop Coach.
Cop Coach is good.
Cop Coach. He kills Cop Coach, and it is so out of line and out of character. And Cop Coach has a relationship with Dexter. He has a relationship with Harrison, and Dexter kills him just so that he can escape. And even I feel like pre-revival, pre-New Blood, Dexter would never go to those lengths. He wouldn't do it.
I don't think so either.
He wouldn't do it.
But I think maybe there's an argument to be made that, he isn't the same person. And through the relationship with the kid, his desperation to get out is greater than it would have been in, the earlier seasons. So I think the father-son connection that happened over the course of this revival season was the engine that was driving him. And in just a moment of sheer desperation, he killed this guy. And I think he did legitimately regret it. I don't think it was
he did.
Yeah,
he did. But, at the same time, what he says to Harrison just really sums it all up. He's so desperate to be with Harrison. And Harrison goes, wait, what happened to Cop Coach? And he's like, I killed Cop Coach. And it's just it's like you could see how inconvenienced Dexter is by even having to have this conversation right now. Like, he's like, oh my God, we got to get fucking going. And what's so interesting is literally in a span of 10 minutes, he doesn't even realize that this is his final day on Earth. He's about to be murdered. And he welcomes it. And he goes from wanting to live and run away in the course of a 10-minute conversation with his son to being like, yeah, okay, kill me. That's cool. Yeah. And it just, all of it just felt so displaced. And then, at least Harrison should have become a fucking killer. He should have become a dark passenger and drove off into, we got no epilogue for that either.
Right. And maybe he does, but I agree with you. But I think it was the final turn was rushed into, and I know I just said that the series should have been shorter, but that change, that arc should have happened long. It should have been set up better, and it should have. Yeah. But I think it was a fine resolution. I just think the execution of it was off.
I would have accepted I would have accepted the resolution. I would have accepted the resolution a lot easier if that took a whole episode to get to that point.
Yeah, exactly. It really felt like, and honestly, for a minute there, it felt like I was watching, like an 80s drama where just in the third act, hey, we have to wrap it up. So this person's got to do this. So they do this,
And, I really, really, really would have been okay with everything if we had gotten two more things after that. Let's say that everything goes down the way that it does. I would have let it all go had we gotten to see a final Batista scene to wrap up Batista, right? Which I bet you they shot. Maybe they cut it or something because it was so weird to have him on the way.
Because it really felt like they were building to something something that had to have paid off at some point. Yeah. Anyway, yeah.
And I loved the interactions at the end where she catches him. That was good stuff too. And it that's what the focus of the story should have ended up being at the end. And then he gets extradited. The other thing that we needed in addition to the Batista scene was I needed to see Harrison in a new place, set up life for himself, either as a serial killer or as just being okay and going off.
Going somewhere, he's okay, but there's a hint of that would have you seen him on a college campus or whatever, and just eyeballing somebody and
ready? How about this? Let's write it right now, super quick. Harrison winds up on a college campus in a criminology forensics class.
Oh shit! Yeah, okay,
right. I mean, how much better are you like, oh, like that's it. You don't even have to have like a little twist on the end of that.
No,
Just
not at
have
all.
him have him learning. And it's like, which way is he going to go? Is he going to become a cop, or is he going to be using this for nefarious purposes?
Oh yeah, I even see how it's shot. You know, they start on the professor's doing his thing, and it just goes into this really long push into an extreme close up on Harrison, and then bam, cut to black.
Okay, actually, I changed my mind. I have one little flourish I'll add to that, and that's, you're right. And you know what that professor would be talking about? He'd be talking about something in relation to serial killers, or
totally,
you know, talking about blood. He'd be talking about blood splatter patterns, obviously, because that's what Dexter's dad was all about. But in his pocket is still the straight razor, and he's playing with it. How about that?
Yeah, I could see that.
Good or bad, that is just like that straight razor is a part of him. It was also really nice to see John Lithgow for a second. That made me geek the fuck out. I was yo, they did bring him back. So, and that's it. And you know, again, if they never do anything with Dexter, like, or I should say Harrison, I don't really care. I'm apathetic at this point.
Me too. I doubt seriously they will, but I'm sure it's been discussed. But
I'm sure they left it. Well, they left him alive. So you know, one last thing that I will say, where I thought Harrison's arc was going, I thought Harrison had some sort of revenge, because we find out, and it's never explained really, Harrison knew that his father killed the son. He was watching the whole thing happen from behind the bushes. In the final episode, we see a shot of Harrison watching Dexter murder Matt, the son of Clancy Brown. So he knew that his dad was a killer that whole fucking time. And I thought, because he had the straight razor with him, that maybe, and I kept thinking he's going to turn on Dexter, or he's going to end up being the big bad. How crazy would it have been if Harrison was a serial killer too? See, there you go. There's your serial killer. How about that? Okay. One final thing, and we're going to wrap this up. How about if Harrison comes to town? Dexter never murders anyone. He doesn't murder Matt's son. Harrison finds him. Harrison has a killing problem. Dexter's trying to cover up all of Harrison's mess throughout the entire season.
And totally different show, but I could
totally
see
different show. Harrison kills Matt. Harrison kills Matt, the son of Clancy Brown, and then Clancy Brown takes it out on Dexter, who he thinks is the murderer, because he's protecting his son, who is the actual murderer. Such a better, I mean, like, there you go. Like, that writes itself over 10 episodes. And then it ends with Dexter getting caught. Dexter sacrifices himself, gets caught, so that his son can go free and live by the code. He gives his son the code. So the son is never redeemable in terms of being a serial killer, but he gives his son the tools to change his ways of being a serial killer. And then we cut to that final scene in college, where he's taking the courses because he's learning how to be a better serial killer, playing with the straight razor in his pocket. Boom, signed, sealed, delivered.
Okay. Yeah, I'll watch that.